Hi, I'm Ryan Szymanski, curator for Battleship New Jersey Museum and Memorial. We've talked about this in just about every dry dock video we've filmed so far, and yet it still is the most asked about thing. So we're in the process of blasting the old paint off, then we put a new system of coatings on. However, at the end of this, there's still all of these 4-foot square sections where the keel blocks are sitting, 302 of them. That ends up being somewhere over 12,000 square feet out of the 125,000 square feet of the total project that hasn't been done yet. So if we're missing 10% of the total haul, how is this going to be a successful project? The answer to this is actually super simple in this kind of shipyard. Once we've painted everything but what's on the keel blocks, we are going to reflood the dry dock, move the ship 4 feet forward, and then set her back down on the dry docks again, sit on a frame. And the frame spacing for the Battleship is every 4 feet. The keel blocks themselves have a 4-foot surface area, so as we bump the ship, there is room in between each keel block, at least 4 feet, up to 8 feet in some areas, for this to happen and free up all of that space. It's worth pointing out that on the original Navy plans, where there are 429 keel blocks, there is not enough room. However, on our blocking plan that we've gotten down to 302 blocks, there is plenty of room to do this with one bump, which saves us about $150,000 flooding the dry dock a second time and then pumping it back out again. I can't remember the exact recoat window for this system of coatings, but it's something like a month. So we've got plenty of time to paint the system of coatings on the outside, bump the ship and paint it, and all the coatings will still fuse together the way that they're supposed to. It's worth pointing out that not all dry docks do a bump like this. For example, some dry docks, and I've mostly seen this with floating dry docks, they have their keel blocks on rails. For example, Iowa during her 80s reactivation at Avondale Shipyard. So they could pull the blocks out on the rails, paint that area, push the blocks back in again. For Texas, her floating dry dock, the blocks aren't on rails, but they were able to drain out the cap, move it, and then slide them back into place. Assuming everything continues to proceed on track, we're planning on fleeting the ship in the next couple of weeks. By the end of this week, the entire port side of the ship should be done, and all of the workers will have transitioned to finishing the starboard side. As you can see, we haven't even blasted this part of the starboard side yet, much less applied a new system of coatings here. So we're still a couple of weeks out. Fleeting is not a long process, and it's going to take place during the week. So, for those of you who have booked your dry dock tours, unless something goes catastrophically wrong, there shouldn't be any reason to bump your tours. We've been getting a lot of questions from people asking if this is going to affect their ability to see the ship, and no, if everything goes according to plan, it shouldn't. There are still a small number of dry dock tour tickets left. We're sold out the next couple of weeks, but a few of the dates near the very end of the project still have some slots on them. So get your tickets now if you want to be one of the 5,000 people that gets to see an Iowa-class battleship out of the water between 1990 and around 2060. There's a link in the description below if you want to get your tickets. You will likely be seeing the ship post-bump. Battleship New Jersey receives operating support from the New Jersey Department of State, also from a number of other businesses and private individuals like yourselves. We really appreciate your support. There's a link in the description below if you'd like to donate to support the museum. You can also support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing so that more people find out about the ship and the channel. Thanks for watching.